What is going on, guys? David Wigfield here, and today we're going to be going over a lens that I just picked up, the 16-35 G Master Sony E-mount lens. Let's get into it. Now, first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. This one broke my bank. This one comes in at $2,200. Now, for the price, I do think that it is worth it if you are getting into professional work, but it is definitely a bank killer for sure. Now, this lens, it does have a substantial weight to it. It's not super heavy like some of the Sigma lenses, but it is gonna make your camera still front heavy. And so whenever you're using a gimbal or whenever you have it on a tripod, it is gonna be a little front heavy. So if it is a lens that you're looking at getting into, just be aware of that. Now on this lens, there is a zoom ring as well as a focus ring. Both of them are super smooth. I've already done a shoot with it today, and both of them seem to work very well. As far as the focus ring goes, it's very smooth compared to, a lot of other lenses out there. They do kind of stick a little bit, and it does take a little bit of work to kind of twist them. So I had this on a tripod. I didn't hardly have to touch the camera at all. And I was able to use that focus ring to get my focus where I needed it to be. Now, as far as the zoom ring goes, it is very smooth as well. It works great. I took a lot of shots that were far away, getting a lot of the environment and a lot of close-up shots, and that 35mm range does help a lot in those certain situations. Now, in addition to that, the autofocus and manual focus, there is a button to flick on and off the manual focus and autofocus, which is super handy, especially whenever you're doing like some video work. I usually like to go back and forth between autofocus and manual focus. And so if I'm, following B-roll and following something that's going up in the air or something like that, I always like to have that on manual focus so I can track that by myself. So I don't have to rely on the autofocus with something with a lot of movement. Now, the autofocus does work really well with my Sony a7 III. I have seen it used on the 6000 series cameras, and it works fantastically. Last but not least, you do have your programmable button, so you can throw on, you can change that to your button focus or something like that. So that is available on this lens for you. Now, aside from those, this lens is extremely sharp. Going from the Sony 28mm f2 and the 85mm 1.8 by Sony as well, this lens is absolutely stunning. So the images that come out of this thing are freaking crazy. I did not know that my camera was that sharp. I mean, it is sharp from edge to edge, and it is absolutely fantastic. I do a lot of product photography as well as videography, and so having that in my lens is gonna be super handy moving forward in the future. So I'm really glad that I picked this up. Now, one of the main reasons that people don't like the 16mm focal range is because it bends your straight edges. And with this lens, I really honestly cannot see that it does a whole lot of that. But however, if it does do that, you can always go into Lightroom in post-production and take out the lens distortion, and it should help narrow that down and take that completely out of the image. Now, I would definitely say that this lens is for professionals. It is an extremely expensive lens, one, but the focal range and the depth and everything that it gives you is gonna be really fantastic for your professional work. However, it does not mean that if you're a hobbyist, you shouldn't get this lens by any means. If you've got the money, I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic lens, but it is gonna be very good for your professional work as well. All right, guys, and that's gonna conclude the 16-35 G Master lens review. But with that being said, if this was your first time swinging by the channel, thank you so much. Please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I will have a lot more videos coming soon in the future. So stay tuned for that. If you do end up getting this lens, feel free to drop a comment down below. If you do have any questions about how to use it properly or how to use it with certain types of photography, please let me know. I am more than happy to help you guys out. But with all that being said, thanks again, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.